What do you call this?
The way I see it is you sort of need to treat your mind like a desk. Australian alien, a dealer horse. He told me that I was an alien in this country, but I have learnt since being here very much how to manage my time better. He got a can of surströmming.
Who is this person?
I think the main thing is really figuring out what it is that actually motivates you, or the stronger individual parts can make up for a better team as well. They get me to open up the can. You stick your hand up as high as you possibly can. I actually got to a point where some of the most effective work that I did was, and then there's a reason that you can't actually fly that on aeroplanes because it's likely to burst. I actually had cafe surround sounds on my speakers. For me, I was just still outside regaining my breath. I'm losing a spark for it.
I det här så försöker jag illustrera iGoMoons resa som en bergsbestigning.
Jag ville bygga Sveriges bästa arbetsplats.
About 2 hours of my day. Then I was thinking I'm gonna continue on.
It's pretty much straight back into it. I mean, there's a lot of sort of just touching base with clients and everything like that. There's a lot of like things that we normally have to do to sort of like some maintenance things and everything like that sort of happen at the beginning of each month. Everyone's just like, okay, cool. Everyone's back at work now, so it's business as usual now. So we sort of accept that, and because I'm working mostly on projects, it's not like the project was finished or anything like that. It's just continuing on.
Great.
Break.
Great. Let's start today, or if anyone wants to add in anything.
Okay.
No, see you guys.
Is it the second day now?
It is. Back at it. It's like I never left.
How did it feel yesterday to be back?
It was good. It was just nice to get start getting focused again and actually get back into it all. It was, but at the same time, a little bit strange to wake up at 6 again. I think it was a little bit sluggish just because I wasn't used to waking up at 6 a.m. again. I was enjoying my sleep-ins. But besides that, it was quite easy to do it. I mean, I knew I had left it, made it very, very clear to myself, like what I needed to do beforehand and everything like that. All right, Andres, show me. Before I went on vacation, so I had a pretty clear picture of what I was actually going to do. So jumping back into it was sort of there. And I actually had a few things that I left sort of unfinished, so it was like that little itch at the back of the head that's I wanted to scratch, so I kind of got to do that. The way I see it is you sort of need to treat your mind like a desk almost. You need to just get everything off it, because if there's stuff on there when you leave, you're just going to be constantly thinking about it. My mind especially tends to jump over all the possibilities and, oh cool, what if this, what if this, what if this? And whilst I enjoy that, it makes it sometimes very, very hard to switch off. So for me to turn off and to actually enjoy it, especially the first week of vacation, I basically just cleared everything that I needed to do. Just basically go, okay, cool, this is where we are, and this is the next steps as soon as I get back. If everything's up in the air, then your brain's halfway always trying to go, oh, did I forget to do something? Did I do this? The hour or so that I spent on Friday before I left was literally just making sure I had everything in order before I do that. And then coming back is actually much easier to do. For me, the biggest difference is just learning that I'm not doing everything, which is kind of a good thing. So it means that I actually can sort of more pour myself into whatever the work that I am doing in there. So I can focus more on that and actually end up getting more done in terms of it. So it actually works out a big advantage for it.
Do you still have the goose on screen?
No, but I'm not sure if I have it on here anymore. Do you get rid of it? It gets angry.
Nay! Oh my god, this is brilliant! Like, this is what I should do. This is much more low maintenance than my dogs.
I have this now, though. It was created by Joran, and the Australian alien, and he created it for me after he called me Austrian by accident. By accident, apparently. He told me that I was an alien in this country, so this is what came out of it.
It's very nice artwork.
Right? He did very well.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott would be very proud.
Underwear, everything, kinky. Yep.
You were inspired by the Italian alien meme.
But ours is better.
I like ours better.
Yeah.
This is the Italian meme.
Italian.
I have learnt since being here how to very much how to manage my time better. Now I definitely work after hours, but it's purely a choice thing now. Whereas before there was just no structure. It would be that sometimes I'd wake up at 11 a.m. and work into the wee hours of the morning sort of thing and everything like that. And unfortunately that became a habit when I was doing freelancing. It's really actually quite nice having other people around me that are also doing the same thing as well, not just obviously to collaborate and bounce ideas off or anything like that, but it also adds a bit of competition, especially with the horse race and stuff like that, which I've made it a bit of a personal mission to sort of demolish.
Horse here.
No, because it was holidays, someone else took the horse off me.
Oh.
I think it was a record low horse as well. It's 1 hour.
Did your streak end now?
My streak did end, and my streak ended at 19 weeks. 19 weeks straight was my record, and then unfortunately I fell sick in April or May, I think it was, only because I was sick. So I'm on 23 weeks in total at the moment, and we'll see how it goes for the rest of the year. So there's a whole another half a year to go. I think the main thing is really figuring out exactly what it is that actually motivates you when it comes to that, and how you best operate. So if it is that you do work best when you're at home in an environment that you're most comfortable with, then that's the best way to work for you. For me, I enjoy being around here, like I said before. Nice to interact with people and be able to play ping pong on the breaks and stuff like that. But it's also that I know that. Again, I'm going to come back to it, is that the horse race has kind of just been a big thing for me, because it's been that's just the competitive drive, and I know that that's what drives me. So it goes, okay, cool, I just need to do this. But then it was also that consistency. After I had done it for a few weeks in a row though, I found myself actually in this really peculiar spot of, and I don't mean to toot my own horn here, I've done this a while, and now it's sort of, I'm losing a spark for it, losing the joy of it. The horse race wasn't then just about everyone else and beating everyone else. It was also just about me doing better than what I had previously done. So for me, I then set myself a record of, okay, cool, I'm going to now aim for 3 weeks in a row. I'm going to try and get 100% labour utilisation rate for 8 weeks or whatever it was, and then as soon as I hit that, I upped the target. One of my mates, he's actually a client of ours. He explains it like this: that in order to sort of pick your target, you stick your hand up as high as you possibly can, and then reach just a little bit further. And you're always able to. You never actually go as far as that. So that's just the bit where you actually just want to aim for, just a little bit higher than you say, that's as high as I can go, because you can always go that little bit higher. It's setting those sort of goals for yourself and knowing that it's you versus you as much as it's, because the team battle is really just there to obviously spark people on, but at the end of the day we are a team sort of thing. So it's really just about being better, so the stronger individual parts can make up for a better team as well. Besides that, I think my main other thing is that it's really about making sure that you have that clear focus on it. The way I learnt it was that our brain can only handle 5 to 9 chunks basically of information at any given time. So think about the first time you drove a car or something like that. You're trying to remember the pedals, you're trying to remember the gear shifts, you're trying to remember blinkers to check your blind spots, all these different things. And then after you've been doing it for a while, it becomes instant. When you do it, first of all, it takes up all your conscious awareness, and you can't think of anything else. But by the time you're doing it so well, it just becomes instinct, and it only takes up one of those chunks, so you can do other things. It's the same thing with all here, is that if you fill up all your brain capacity with other things that are always going on around you, and you don't approach it with some sort of structure, then your brain's going to be going all over the shop. So clear the distractions, focus on one thing, and then you'll get shitloads done. When I was freelancing, I knew that I couldn't work at home because it just felt like there were so many distractions, and I didn't need to be around people. But at the same time, I didn't want the distractions or anything like that. I actually got to a point where some of the most effective work that I did was at home, even in the middle of the night, because that was what worked for me at the time. And I actually had cafe surround sounds on my speakers, just because I wanted to hear like the hustle and bustle of people. And that's what worked for me at times. So it's just that illusion, just what puts your brain at ease. Because just on that note, I found that being here, the very fact that you need to block out other distractions around you helps you focus. So being in a cafe, for example, you have to block out all the other noises around you of whatever's going on, people laughing, people talking, and you actually have to focus on it. And that very act of blocking everything else helps you focus on that very one thing that you're trying to do. Put yourself in a distracting situation in order to focus. It's a little bit counterproductive, but it works.
I have a little quiz prepared.
Ooh, nice.
You're gonna check how Swedish is ranked.
Oh, jeez. Did you do this for Tether as well?
This is the first time actually.
If there's any Swedish pronunciation, then I apologize in advance.
Who is this guy?
The king.
Correct. And what do you call this?
Semla.
And which island is Scotland and which is Öland?
Scotland's the big one, Ireland's the long, skinny one. I did have an unfair advantage. I went to Scotland last summer.
Okay. Who is this person?
Oh. Caroline Seeger.
Ooh, nice.
Sweden just versed Australia in the Olympics.
Oh, yeah, true. Who's that?
ABBA.
Correct. And then you get a bonus point for each name you can.
Oh. All I've got is Bjorn.
That's all.
And that is it.
Okay. What do you call this?
Oh.
Or do you know what fish is on
I didn't even see fish in it. Salmon. No. Herring.
it? So it's called surströmming.
Oh, that's not how. I'm not sure if I ever told you my story of surströmming.
What do you call this?
Oh, a dealer horse?
Correct. Dalahäst.
Dallas. There we go.
How do you pronounce this and what does it mean?
Lagom. Not too little, not too much. Just right. That was a cereal ad.
Who is this guy?
An actor? No idea.
He's the producer of Melodifestivalen.
I have no clue.
What do you call this dish?
Never had that one.
So it's called either alt or kroppkakor. What's the difference on this one?
Mm-hmm.
This one.
One has more cinnamon.
So the answer is no one knows.
All right. That's the Swedish video.
What do you call this thing?
I don't know the name of it because I've always only referred to it as the giant. But it's for midsummer.
It's midsommarstånd. And what do you call this game?
Coop.
Correct.
A winner to.
What is the old name of this and what is the new name?
The Ericsson Globe, or Globen, as it's always referred to, and is now a Vici Arena.
Correct. Who is this guy?
Pierce. Pierce. It says it on his shirt.
It's the founder of IKEA, Ingvar Kamprad. Wow, I think yes, if I counted right.
Nice.
Approved, I would say.
My surströmming experience was when I first moved here. My girlfriend, we were at her country house. My girlfriend's father, he had a case of, let's pick on the Australian. He got a can of surströmming. Well, I said heard of it and knew the legend of it. They get me to open up the can. Not with like a normal can opener or anything like that. They're like, cool, go outside. And they gave me the piercing can opener, like, you know, the one you have to work around. When I looked at the can, it was, here's the normal can, and it had ballooned up to about this much. There's a reason that you can't actually fly that on aeroplanes because it's like likely to burst. I think that's like a clear indication of of how deadly it can be. Didn't realize it was going to spurt liquid in my face when I first pissed it either. I got an absolute mouthful of just the juice. I didn't make it through the whole way of actually opening the can because I just couldn't stand it. By the end of it, I'm literally just in the corner, hunched over and just ready about ready to hurl. Eventually they opened it up and they had it and everything like that, so I never actually saw it in that particular picture looking like that. For me, I was just still outside regaining my breath.
Do you want to see what it looked like?
No. That was my experience with surströmming, and now every single time they do it, they mention it. They just like, oh yeah, Frank, remember that time? It's like, yeah, I remember. It was an experience.